goes. I'll try to make this as quick as possible. There might be some films where I kind of rant for a while, or I kind of say, stuff, about it for quite a while. Opening next weekend, Captain Phillips, with Tom Hanks as a cargo freighter captain, based on, of course, a true story about Somalian pirates who take over the ship, and it's like the first pirating in so many hundred years, whatever. The film just flat out looks great. It looks like another film that's going to be an Oscar contender. Tom Hanks looks like he's going to pull a double nomination this year. A lot of people are saying the Mr. Banks movie he's going to be supporting actor, and a lot of people are saying, of course, he's the lead here. Yes, he looks like, from the nominees and from the potential nominees we've seen this year, he is a good, solid, healthy pick for one of the 5 nominees for Best Actor. I mean, we haven't seen Hanks nominated since, actually, I think since Castaway. And that's 13 years. 13 years. He's long overdue, especially if you win 2 Academy Awards in a row for the same category. You are overdue for another nomination. So I think he's going to strike lightning twice this year with his Oscar. So he could potentially be the first actor in history to win supporting actor and actor in a leading role, if the competition doesn't hold up. But that is like trying to. I'm not even going to compare it to anything. It's just impossible, unless you had like a Peter Ustinov or something, because he won a few Academy Awards in his day. Anyways, so with that, also opening up Machete Kills. The movie looks really hilarious and off the wall funny. And at the same time, I think the action scenes look pretty cheap and mediocre. Mel Gibson looks like he's going to be flat out hilarious, though. Also added in, like, Sofia Vergara, I think is how you pronounce it. I'm not even great with these TV going into movie stars like her and a few other people. But yeah, the cast looks kind of off. I mean, you have Antonio Banderas, Cuba Gooding Jr., you have Lady Gaga, you have Charlie Sheen, you have Mel Gibson. Leading the pack as Machete is Danny Trejo. You also have Michelle Rodriguez in there, and I feel like I'm leaving out somebody who's like actually got star power. I'm thinking. Oh yeah, the Amber Heard. That's it. It's like it's got all these great stars that I'm sure just went on set because Robert Rodriguez is cool. But and landed the role because they think it'd be fun being a Robert Rodriguez movie. It'll make some money, Machete, which opened a couple years ago, did okay at the box office. Machete Kills, I'm not sure about its chances at the box office. Certainly, if it opens in a theater near me, I will potentially go see it, but probably after Captain Phillips, and probably likely after I see Gravity again, because my prediction is I'll probably see Gravity twice before I see Machete Kills once. That's that weekend. Opening, what would it be, the 18th. We've got, how many is it, 3 movies. We've got Carrie, the remake of Carrie, which I'm kind of more or less anticipating to be a really, really good film. It could swing, right now from the trailers and stuff, it looks like it could swing both ways. It could be a complete knockoff, discount remake of the original that copies it way too closely. And it also looks like, but with a great cast, like Julianne Moore and even Chloe Moretz and a great director, Kimberly Pierce, boy, this could be a potential really late hit October unexpected Oscar campaign. I don't think it's going to be that good, but it certainly looks like it has the potential to do that. Like the original Carrie got like 2 Oscar nominations, and nobody was expecting it. Brian De Palma, of course, was hot on the heels of people like Coppola and people of his generation who were scoring really, really big with movies like that. That kind of exploited, maybe slightly exploited, on aspects like violence, like Jaws and The Godfather, and or movies that were kind of comedic or about younger kids, like American Graffiti with George Lucas directing that one. So you combine the two, and voila, you have Carrie. So yeah, with that, Carrie looks like it could swing both ways, but I have a very mutual interest in seeing it. I'll leave it at mutual, but that could change over the next couple weeks. Also opening Escape Plan. This looks like the pairing of action heroes of the century, but it's not really, because we've seen them paired together already. Stallone and Schwarzenegger are coming into this film, and it's about Sly, who's a breaks out of prisons for a living, and he gets thrown into one prison called the Tomb, because that's, I guess, the original title, and he's stuck there. Like, he's literally, like, his team that usually tries to get him out or follows him or whatever, they don't want him out. They want to keep him there. So then he teams up with Schwarzenegger, who says, okay, I'll get you out, but, you know, and then it looks like, from the trailer, it looks like it's actually a confusing thing where they say, okay, we'll help each other, and then Sly says, if you get out and you try to hurt me, I'll kill you, and then Schwarzenegger says the same thing, or something. I can't even remember. I've seen the trailer a couple of times, and it looks like it could be a really fun time if they do it well, but with the October release date like this, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. That's another one that could swing both ways, but I think easily is swinging towards the bad, at least right now. 12 Years a Slave opens, and then another one that's kind of smaller called The Fifth Estate with Benedict Cumberbatch. Not sure about Fifth Estate. The reviews are kind of iffy on that, and the subject matter itself is not something that I immediately say, that looks interesting, or that really, really, really sounds interesting. It's... I don't know. But 12 Years a Slave, if that really expands well, does well, gets a lot of attention from Academy Awards, at least early attention, yes, that's one I'll definitely see. And it looks very, very superb. Okay, and then the last weekend of October is kind of a weird one. We have The Counselor, which looks like a kind of crazy, off-the-wall action drug comedy thing. It's really weird. We've got, like, great stars. Javier Bardem and Cameron Diaz, Penelope Cruz, Brad Pitt, and leading the pack of this cast is Michael Fassbender, who looks like he's going to get an Academy Award nomination. I'm talking all about the Academy Awards this week. He looks like he could get an Academy Award and potentially a win, too, for supporting for 12 Years a Slave. He really looks like he gives hell in that movie. Like, he literally, like, just wants to destroy everybody around him, and especially the slaves around him. So that's my opinion of what he looks like in that film. But anyways, that aside, this movie looks like it's going to be maybe too crazy for mainstream audiences and maybe a little bit too out there for them. I have a mutual interest in seeing it myself. I think it would have been cooler for Ridley Scott, because he took, like, this was a huge project for him, like $100 million budget, and, you know, big cast, big story with action and drugs and maybe some comedy too. I would have, just the title, The Counselor, I think it would have been way more interesting if we take the same cast and we make Cameron Diaz and Brad Pitt a couple, we make Penelope Cruz, and we make Javier Bardem a couple, and we have them as couples visiting a counselor, a therapist, played by Michael Fassbender. When I first was reading it, and I didn't read what the budget was, or the story really, I said just saw the title, I said, The Counselor. Okay, counselors usually like more or less therapists. So in this case I thought, man, a personal, like family drama like that, oh yeah, that could be a great film. But then I saw the trailer and I saw, oh, that's not what it is at all. I say remake it, Scott. Make it like an actual, like a therapist movie. Couples therapy movie. That could be an interesting story, I think. I don't know. Then also opening, this looks like the funniest movie of the month. Jackass Presents Bad Grandpa. Johnny Knoxville, of course, played Grandpa in some of the Jackass stunts that he did in his other 3 movies. Like Irving, I can't even remember the last name of the guy, but anyways, this movie just, when I saw the trailer, I just flat out laughed my butt off. I thought it was hilarious. And I think, like, it's kind of like, it looks like it's more of a Borat compared to, like, Jackass. This looks like more like Borat. Like it's scripted, but it's still got that Jackass feel where anything could happen. The people's reaction could be anything, But yeah, oh my God, this movie just looks hilarious, absolutely hilarious. Johnny Knoxville, I think, has scored comedy gold with the Jackass series. Even if he's not all that funny by himself, when he's got his crew there and he's doing his crazy stuff, I laugh. Maybe not as much as other people, but I still laugh. I didn't really like the second Jackass too much. The first one I liked. The third one I liked. I can't say the same for the second one. The second one was kind of... It had moments. It had moments, but it wasn't overall my favorite. But this one looks really funny. And I think I've got a really good interest seeing it. I think it's going to opening its first weekend at my local theater. I'm going to be there. Opening night, I'll be there. It looks funny. It looks like a nice escapist movie, kind of from the family dramas and the Oscar contenders we're going to get for the rest of the month and the month before and most of the month after. So yeah. And of course Jackass has great box office name attached to it, because the third one, even with the 3D gimmick, oh yeah, it scored huge its opening weekend and still managed to get more than double that for its running total. So yeah, Bad Grandpa, I think, could be potentially one of the bigger hits of the month. Also Captain Phillips, if it holds well, and Gravity, if it holds well, could be the big three of the month. So with that said, oh yeah, I think October is looking pretty hot with awards and also probably with mutual interest films for me. Movies that I'm not sure I'm seeing yet, but I'm moderately aiming towards it. I'm kind of, maybe not. If I had nothing going on, yeah, I'll go see it. Unfortunately, one of those movies for me last year was Argo. And then right away I noticed, shame on me for even calling it a mutual interest film. That had to have been a had-to-see movie. And, but I'm still glad I walked into that theater when I did, just with a mutual interest.